Hey guys, BX Bricks here. It's not exactly a Lego review, but I feel like this video was kind of necessary. Should probably review something before I leave tonight, should not? Either way, a ton of people have been asking me, hey, what do you think about this whole rumor with Lego and Transformers coming out with a set together? I think that it's a rumor, alright? I think it's a rumor. I don't think anybody would love for this to happen more than me, because look, this is what I do. This is what I do, you know? But I think there's so many things wrong with this rumor. I think there's so many right things, like it's getting a lot of people talking, and it's exciting. I love it. But I think people want some type of validation or something to hold on to. I don't think there's anything to hold on to. Look at the picture that came out with the rumor, all right? Super photoshopped. It has a picture of like Revenge of the Fallen Prime with a backpack on from Jetfire and all this stuff. Like, if you're going to sit there and have the details as far as how many pieces there are, price points in different countries and stuff, like you're sprinkling it on a little heavy there. You would show off the set. You would want to get people excited. There is no possible leap like, oh, well, they wouldn't show off. No, they would show it off because they want people to get excited about it, start saving your money now, and buy it. All right? But that's not the case. All right? Now, on top of that, they're like, oh, it's going to be a USC model. Really? Your possible one Transformer set, and it's going to be a USC of Movie Prime? Like, the details on that would be remarkable, but it won't transform. Guarantee you that. How? Why? Like, why would they do that? All right? Like, granted, I build these all day, every day. But when you look at the detail and the level of engineering that would go behind building a live-action Transformer out of Lego, it's daunting. It wouldn't make sense. Lego is a brand that's all about the user experience, the playability, hence why their mechs are like really kind of simple. They look dope, but their legs might move. Forget about the kneecaps. Maybe the ankles. You know, we got some shoulders and some wrist and maybe the head. But other than that, you're not going to build a fully functioning giant robot that actually transforms without taking it apart. Lego is not about that life at all. At all. There's no level of engineering that would make that feasible for Lego to even take that on. Especially not with a live action Transformer. Like, now lately, Lego's been trying to acquire more adult buyers. So with that being said, I mean, if you're going to come out with a USC model, which off bat, they're geared towards adults, not really children. Adults tend to like G1. Now, if you work with the 20 and younger, they want the live action because that's what they grew up on. But if you do a USC of the live action, adults no. Because when you look at all the blogs, they say, we would love a G1 Prime, but Bayformers, I don't know. So, I mean, the marketing already there fails, all right? Two, if Lego is going to go into a brand new theme, they tend to do their research first. You know, they look around the community, see what's out there, and, you know, they're no stranger to borrowing ideas, probably reverse engineering and seeing if they work. You know, that's why the whole Lego ideas page is up there. You know, like it's there to do their research to see what's going to sell, what do the people want. Even if movie Optimus Prime got 20,000 votes, they're not going to make it because the engineering is too flimsy. It would take too much time. When you see the Lego Transformers, or like the movie ones that are built, they take a while to transform because they're so highly detailed. And if you're going to have any type of respectable, you know, robot mode and alt mode, then it's going to take at least a half hour to transform. And Lego don't got time for that. They don't. They're all about the user experience. They want simple, basic, fun. They don't want some, a 5-year-old to be playing with this thing and say, oh, it's broken in 5 minutes. No. Or even an adult. Like, they don't want frustration to come from handling a set. So you got to be a pro at this. And two, I just don't see them going with movie. They're going to go with G1. All right. So we've gotten that far. If Lego decides to do Transformers based on their marketing, based on a level of engineering, based on playability, I think it's safe to say that they would go with G1. I think that's safe. It's fun to think about a Lego, like a live action, but realistically, if they do decide to do this, they'll go with G1. Now, back to the research part. They're going to sit there and see, you got a lot of people, by all means, that build G1 better than I do, But those might be one-offs. Like, they might have like a really dope Optimus Prime that they built that's perfect scale and whatnot. But that might be, they might have a handful of things. And talking about playability here, like something that might actually work by Lego standards, you might find them sprinkled out there. But they'll eventually come across this. And when you're thinking about business moves, you want longevity, you want consistency, you want quality and quantity. All right? So, like I said before, this is not me tooting my own horn. If I wasn't me, I would think the same thing. You would want to see who built all this back here and bring them onto the project to be like, hey, we want you to consult and blah, 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 or at least let us, build the foundation off of your designs. We'll do the necessary tweaks. And ultimately, it will be the road of least resistance for Lego, because they could buy this catalog right here, make their tweaks, and sit back for the next several years, just collecting checks. Like, it's not like I only have a handful of these things. I have their entire portfolio for the next 6 to 7 years. Easy. Because they're only going to come out with so many sets a year, like Hasbro and Takara do. They only come out with so much a year. They come out in waves. Even if they sat there and came out with 24 of these things, they're still good for several years. Easy. I got 250 built behind me with a total of nearly 400 in the bank. So it's like, it would just make sense, And when you look at the engineering, like, mines are a bit playable, like mostly ball joints. Very little stud friction, and those are the things that you would tweak. Find a way to not use stud friction, because Lego does not work with stud friction. They'll design with it, but they're not banking on, like, articulation with stud friction. They never do that. No. So, overall, considering that I don't have an email from Lego saying, hey, we'd like to work with you, I don't see it happening. There's too many things that wouldn't make sense. It's fun to talk about, but, like if they do license an Optimus Prime, it would probably be for Rise of the Beast, which we have no idea what he's really going to look like quite yet. I think they're still going back with like regular G1 Prime versus, 07 Prime. So yeah, that wouldn't make sense, at least based on the pictures that they're teasing us with, which we already know are not substantial in any shape or form of the matter at all. And then Hasbro wouldn't sit there and willingly let people just compete with them like that. Like, they're going to sell all the movie stuff. If they give any licenses to Lego, they're going to sell all the G1 stuff, the Beast Wars, the stuff that they've just finished releasing through their Legacy line and Kingdom and all that stuff. They're done with that. Let Lego play with that now. Makes sense, right? So, overall, because a lot of people have been asking my opinion on what's going on with this, and I'm like, I need to do a video, because that's the only way I could kind of like kill a whole flock of birds with one stone, I guess. And I apologize, I'm messing with my, it's a lot of allergies and stuff like that, so I've been sneezing. But all that to say, I would love for Lego and Hasbro and Takara to work something out. I probably wouldn't sell another set of instructions in my life if they ever did that. But for the greater good of the community and what I know they want, by all means, I would love to see that happen. I don't see it ever being a Bayformer thing unless if it's just a statue. It's not going to transform. I promise you that. That's just logistical. It's a logistical nightmare to make 12-inch Bayformers that transform without taking it apart. No, it didn't work for Creo. You know, they had mal success and then they eventually died out. I didn't even realize that they were gone. They've been gone for a while. That shows you how much I'm really checking on that. But yeah, ultimately it's not a thing. It's fun to talk about, but I want your ideas. Leave them in the comments below. Let me know what you think about what I'm saying, what you think, you know, what you already thought prior to watching this video, you know, what you would like to see happen. You know, convince me that it would happen or that it will happen. I want to get the debate going. You know, like, to me this is fun, but that's my stance on it. I don't see it happening. If they go with G1, then you know, I need to give these guys my account number because they need to just scoop all of this up, so it just makes it easy that they don't have to hire a whole team of engineers to figure it out. It's already figured out for you, you know, for the next 5 to 7 years. Makes sense. So if anybody from Lego is watching this, yeah, ching ching right there, if you're thinking about it. But if not, just keep doing what you're doing, you know, like, yeah, I don't know. But like I said, leave the comments below. I want to know what you guys think. This is what I think, so yeah. Peace.